I whispered over 100 of the top 0.1% of Mythic Plus players in WoW just to ask them one simple question. How do you actually get good at M+? Most of them ignored me. Some of them gave me cookie cutter advice like have your consumables and just practice more, but some of them actually gave me some pretty valuable advice. And after going through all of the responses, these are the best tips that kept coming up over and over again. The first tip is to run your own key. This came up constantly. If you're sitting in queue waiting for invites, you're wasting time. Running your own key means you get to control the group, you control the pace, and you get way more reps in. And at the end of the day, obviously, more reps is faster improvement. The second tip is to build your network. This was definitely the most repeated advice that I heard when talking to these players. After a good run, add people. Instead of just dropping a GG in the chat and dipping for the next key, if you see a good tank or a good healer that carried, add them. Because eventually your friends list becomes your real group finder, and that's how top players avoid bad pugs entirely. The third tip is to play with better players. If everyone in your group is just at your level, you're not learning that much. And I'm not saying to stop playing with your friend, it's a game, we're here to have fun. But this is not a video about having fun. This is a video about clawing your way out of elo hell that is 3 to 3.4k IO. And when you play with people slightly better than you start to see your mistakes instantly. You learn faster, adapt faster, and honestly, get flamed a lot faster, but that helps at the end of the day. Number 4 is to stop key hopping and start spamming the same dungeon. Top players are grinding the same Brazil key until they finally finish, like you on a Friday night, but way more productive. Same pulls, same mistakes, same improvements. That repetition is what actually builds consistency in your play. Number 5 is figuring out what mechanics you can cheese and then doing that every time. I play DK, so it's important for me to know when to hit AMS or to ignore any movement mechanics by hopping on my horse. Almost every class has some form of this, and it's important to figure out what that is. Unless you play Shadow Priest, then just get good, I guess. Number 6 is to plan your cooldowns. I think this one's the most important one, aside from actually adding people and talking to other people in the game. Came up so many times. Top players don't just press their cooldowns when things go bad, they actually plan them ahead of time. And there are add ons like Mythic Dungeon tools that can help you do this, or just reading Wowhead guides for the dungeons so that you can understand what mobs are casting, understand trash pulls, and then make a plan for when to use your defensives. And if every pull has a plan, every dangerous moment already has an answer. There are plenty of casuals that know how to press their buttons well and do the DPS a higher key demands, but most casuals are just reacting to their keys. Top M plus players control them by planning ahead. Tip number 7 is to play something that gets invited. This is not the most fun advice, but it's real and came up quite a few times. If your class never gets invited, you're just going to get fewer reps in. And fewer reps means you don't improve. So whether it's meta, utility, or just general demand, sometimes the best class that you have the most fun with is the one that actually gets you into keys. Tip 8 is to be smart about the groups you join. A lot of players just apply to the key itself or apply to anything, but higher level players are picky. They're joining groups closer to their rating within like 100 to 200 IO score because those runs and the people running them are more consistent, more competitive, and just more worth your time. Tip number 9 is to watch better players, but actually study them. I'm not talking about having a video on the second monitor, I mean watching. Pay attention to what they pull, when they use cooldowns, where they position, and then actually try it out. Watching doesn't give you IO. And finally, tip number 10 is at higher levels, get a consistent team. This is more of an endgame tip, but at a certain point, pugging just becomes unsustainable. There are too many variables, too much randomness, and the players that are pushing the highest keys, they're playing with consistent groups, because consistency removes chaos and actually lets you prog. And this wouldn't be a DK channel if I didn't give a DK specific tip, so your job isn't just damage, it's control and survivability. Good DKs plan their defensives, remember AMZ actually exists, help the tanks out with mob control, utilize your grips as hard cast stops, and generally just survive. Plus, we freaking pump right now. But those were the most common tips that I got from the top 0.1% of players. Nothing crazy, no secret tricks, just a bunch of simple things done really consistently. And if you want more stuff like this, like the video, drop a sub. I've got more coming. And if you don't, that's fine. I'll find you and break your key.